of the Republic of Indonesia for Interfaith and Intercivilization Dialogue and Cooperation and the founder and chair of Cheng Ho Multicultural Education Trust, accompanying the President of the Federated State of Micronesia, entering the ballroom. Please kindly rise. Indonesian National Anthem, Indonesia Raya.
Indonesia tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku. Di sanalah aku berdiri, jadi penuh ibuku. Indonesia kebangsaanku, bangsa dan tanah airku. Marilah kita berseru, Indonesia bersatu. Hiduplah tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku semuanya. Bangunlah jiwanya, bangunlah badannya, untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang tercinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang tercinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya.
Please kindly be seated. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the 7th World Peace Forum. We will begin with the welcoming remarks by Special Envoy of the President of the Republic of Indonesia for Interfaith and Intercivilization Dialogue and Cooperation, Professor Dr. Din Samsudin. Please kindly have the floor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon all of you. Good afternoon. Her Excellency, Foreign Minister of Indonesia, Madam Retno Marsudi, Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, and our special guest, President of Micronesia, Eminences, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed great honor and privilege for me as Special Envoy of the President for Interfaith and Intercivilizational Dialogue and Cooperation, as well as the Chairman of the Center for Dialogue and Cooperation Among Civilization, CDCC, to welcome every and each one of you, especially those who traveled long distance to come here to Indonesia and to Jakarta. Indonesia is a pluralistic country based on religion, ethnicity, languages, and cultures. But the people of Indonesia, 263 million, have been living in peaceful coexistence, tolerance, because we have the Pancasila. The vibe principle is a meeting of mind between various groups of the Indonesian society. And also, we have the national motto of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity in diversity. And this, we believe, the Pancasila and the Bhinneka Tunggal Ika is the essence of the middle path. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Peace Forum, which is biennial event since 2006, and now it's the 7th time, is designed to be a venue and rendezvous for all peacemakers and activists from all walks of life, be religious leaders, political leaders, policymakers, intellectual, and others, because we do believe that the solution for a peaceful world need to be done in collaborative things. We are all now facing tremendous challenges in today's world. The promise of peace dividend brought about by the end of the Cold War is yet to materialize. Our common dream of a new world civilization based on social justice, equality, prosperity, and harmony has yet to become a reality. It's indeed disheartening to see that conflicts and wars remain a defining characteristics of today's world. When we look at the world today, the absence of peace continues to be a key feature of most countries in the developing world. It is in this vastly populated part of the world, Asia and also Africa, where all kinds of conflicts could be found. Internal conflicts, either in the form of communal violence, conflict for self-determination, genocides, or separatist conflicts, are mostly found within developing countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. There were more than 120 major armed conflicts in 80 different locations since the end of the Cold War. The majority of these were civil wars. From the year 2000 to the present, there are 21 armed conflicts occurred in many locations throughout the world. The developed world has not been helpful in this regard. We continue to witness the display of military prowess as an instrument of problem solving by major powers. Wars have not been the monopoly of developing countries, but also by the major powers. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Peace Forum, which has begun with very general themes of one humanity, one destiny, and one responsibility. And now we are at the 7th times. We're going to discuss the theme of the middle path for the world civilization. This derives from our assessment that the world today, as has been said by many scholars and observers, is the world of disorder, the world of uncertainty. There has been great disruption, big shift, and I love to quote the conclusion from the Interaction Council, which is a group of former head of state and government, who conclude that the most threatening challenges to the world civilization is the existence of accumulative global damages. Maybe in Arabic, fasadul alam al-mutarakim. Accumulative global damages necessitate our common endeavor for damage control. In this context, so the accumulative global damages in the world today is derived from the world system which is indeed, from our point of view, is too anthropocentrical in its orientation. So we need to keep balance, and therefore the middle path, or the Islamic term is wasatiyah. We have had high-level consultation of world Muslim scholars in Bogor last May, and we came to the conclusions that the very criteria of this wasatiyatul Islam, or Islamic middle path, is emphasized very much on justice, balance, restorations, consultations, and how the people of different faith and different ethnicities and nationalities may work together. And therefore, in this 7th World Peace Forum, we are going to discuss the proposal of the middle path, either from religious perspective or from the perspective of national ideologies. Like we are from Indonesia, we love to propose Pancasila as one of the manifestation of the middle path for the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend my gratitude. We are honored and we are delighted to have you here in Jakarta. And maybe you may continue your stay here until the Asian Games, which is started on the 18th of the month, until maybe the next 2 weeks. And therefore, if the Asian Games, so sorry, Madam Minister, put the theme of the energy of Asia, we do hope by bringing the idea of the middle path, we are going to bring about the energy of the world. The energy of the middle path as a solution to the crisis of world civilization. Once again, I would like to extend our gratitude for your coming. So many world leaders, peace activists, and makers from 43 countries. 43 countries. And before I conclude my opening remarks, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Ching Ho Multicultural Education Trust, which is the Kuala Lumpur-based NGO, and at utmost its founder and leaders, my good friends, Tan Sri Lee Kim Yew. He is a very devout Confucianist, but he loved to learn also about Islam. We exchanged our last Ramadan. Tan Sri Lee Kim Yew present to the Muslim communities through the President of Republic of Indonesia big Mushaf Al-Quran embroidered, made in China during the 3 years. And this is his, sympathy. And he said to me, why did you do so? The answer is, for me, the Holy Quran as a vitamin of soul, nutrition of soul. Thank you, Tan Sri Lee Kim Yew, for your endless, generous support to our World Peace Forum here in Indonesia. And indeed, we have a great dream in the future to bring to Indonesia maybe 50 to 60 laureates, the Peace Nobel Prize recipients, who met in Paris a long time ago, 1987, and conclude, I read in the news, I quote, if mankind want to survive, it must go back 25 centuries in time to grab the wisdom of Confucianism. And I would like to say that all religions may share their ethical values from all religions of the world. that also religious wisdom may well be a solution to the creation of new world order. Tan Sri Lee Kim Yew, thank you for all your support, and thank you for all the participants, for all the speakers. Our forum is designed to be a dialogical one in a format of dialogue. Of course, dialogical dialogue, which is dialogue based on sincerity, openness, frankness for problem solving. And we see it in the more egalitarian form. So we all participants, we all speakers, and please share your knowledge, your experience through the middle path for the world civilization. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, introduction remarks by the founder and chair of Cheng Ho Multicultural Education Trust, Mr. Tan Sri Lee Kim. Please kindly have the floor.
Thank you. Selamat petang, good evening, 大家下午好. Once again, time passed very fast. We gather here in this beautiful country, Indonesia, to have the 7th World Peace Forum. I would like to invite all the participants to join me to give a big round of applause to the host, especially to Her Excellency Mrs. Ratno, Foreign Minister of Indonesia. And of course, the second big round of applause to show our gratitude and thanks to my good friend, Pak Din Samsudin. Pak Din this year had chosen a very good theme, which the middle part for the world civilization. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Admiral Cheng Ho. 600 over years ago, Admiral Cheng Ho, he was a Chinese Muslim. And during the Ming Dynasty, his voyage had made many countries to visit to many countries, including Malaysia. He visited Malacca for 5 times. And he promoted the economy, culture, and change in a very peaceful manner and without conquering any country. Inspired by Admiral Cheng Ho, 16 years ago, I set up Cheng Ho Multicultural Education Trust. So which we use the Cheng Ho as a name card to promote the spirit of Cheng Ho. And the word we use, multiculturalism, I believe that one color cannot make a beautiful painting. Only you have to use multicultural, multicolor to make a beautiful painting. Same like when we visit a flower garden. One color flower cannot make a beautiful flower garden. So to learn many language is better. And language is very important. We must also pay the importance to the content of the language. So with all this value, that Cheng Ho Multicultural Trust work with CDCC, which head by Pak Din Samsudin, and we believe the multicultural, multi-religious, the understanding to promote the religious harmony is very important. And it's also one of our hope that one day all of us, we can sign a declaration to really promote to the world and how to counter some of the adversity about the religious disharmony. One of it, we have to believe all religious teaches us love. No religious teaches hatred. And of course, with today's theme, that my strong belief, all the religious are taking the middle part. So, in the Confucianism, that the central teaching of Confucianism is about moderation, the middle part. And this year's, the topic of the middle part for the world civilization, I believe Padin have a good vision, and he will put his talk in action, and he have even mentioned to me that we should create a middle path movement. I think we should give a big round of applause to encourage Padin for his good thought. So righteousness in perception, thought, speech, action, word, religion, or perseveration, mindfulness, and concentration, they are the 8 key factors to practice of middle path or moderation. It is not against development, nor it is against profit-making or moderation. Practicing in middle path is a way to approach economic development, not to destroy the environment in such a way that barely anything is left to the next generation. In short, it is the wisdom of training the heart and mind of ourselves to be mindful what we are doing at all times, especially to ensure that the way of living will not create man-made problems to ourselves and to the society we live in. I believe that everything that we do, it has to be moderate and do it with sincerity. As per Mahatma Gandhi once said, the world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. So with that, I would like to invite everyone here to join to promote the middle path, and especially to support the initiative from Indonesia. And last but not least, I would like to respond to Padin just now said. Actually, 30 years ago, in 1988, Mitterrand, actually he gathered 76 laureates, and the topic was talking about threats and promise at 21st century. But although today we didn't get all the laureates here, all the Nobel Award Prize, but I believe CDCC under the Indonesia leadership, a lot of participants here are actually laureate quality. And please give a big round of applause to yourself. And I believe in the next 2 days, you sure will enjoy the section with the minds exchange. And let us also with a bit destructive thinking. But the destructive is a new trend to easy understand. You look at what you call this Grab taxi or Uber, all this new economy. But we have to have a destructive thinking for better. The destructive thinking we must do for better. Create a better tomorrow for future generation with the middle path movement. With all those words, once again, thank you. 谢谢. Terima kasih.
Thank you, sir. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to present you with a special performance by a multi-genre keyboardist, composer, producer, peace activist, and cultural icon, Dwiki Darmawan, with choirs from University of Muhammadiyah Jakarta and University of Muhammadiyah Professor Dr. Hamka. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dwiki Darmawan. For Dwiki Darmawan with choirs from University of Muhammadiyah Jakarta and University of Muhammadiyah Professor Dr. Hamka. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will now hear an opening speech by the Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, Her Excellency Retno Marsudi. Your Excellency, please kindly have the floor.
Thank you very much. Padin, Tan Sri, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, if you allow me, can I convey my remarks from my chair? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good afternoon to all of you. Yang saya hormati Profesor Dr. Din Samsudin. Yang saya hormati Tan Sri Lee Kim Yew, founder of Cheng Ho Multicultural Education Trust, the President of the Federated States of Micronesia, His Excellency Mr. Peter Christian. Welcome back to Indonesia, sir. My two predecessors, I have my two predecessors here, Dr. Alwi Sihab, Dr. Hassan Wirayuda, ambassadors, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, welcome to Jakarta, welcome to Indonesia. I'm a bit under the weather, so I apologize for my voice, and I might cough during my remarks, so my apology for that. First, I would like to convey the warmest greeting from the President of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Joko Widodo. He asked me to convey highest appreciation and thank you very much of the outpour of sympathies and solidarities shown by our friends all over the world to the earthquake in Lombok. Inshallah, God's will, the people of Lombok will return back to their feet, to their normal life in no time. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this 7th World Peace Forum is in line with the identity of Indonesia since our independence 70 years ago. Through Middle Path, our founding fathers arrived at the very fundamental agreement of our existence as a nation. The Middle Path is also present in our foreign policy, the Indonesian foreign policy. Through an active and independent foreign policy, Indonesia has continuously served as a net contributor to peace and as an agent of peace. Peace, as we aspire, is not a mere absence of conflict, nor is it the disappearance of war. We want positive peace, featured by presence of real development that generates welfare and progress and liberates people toward open-mindedness. We consistently aspire to be part of the solution to global peace and stability. We also take the middle part in our approach in waging peace bilaterally, regionally, and globally. In the Middle East, especially for the cause of our brothers and sisters in Palestine, in Afghanistan, in Southeast Asia and Asia Pacific, and in Indo-Pacific region. Excellencies, colleagues, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, today's theme is also relevant with the current global situation. I value the practical theme of this 7th World Peace Forum, the Middle Path for the New World Civilization. However, to use the middle pathway as the approach is not an easy job to do. It needs determination and strong commitment. The real question here is how. In a concrete way, let me share 3 observations or hopes or messages, if you will, on how we can apply the middle path approach. First, the middle path can flourish under an open and tolerant society. The big job here is to instill tolerance, justice, fairness, and openness in our society. I want to repeat it again. The big job here is to instill tolerance, justice, fairness, and openness in our society, especially among our youth. I never get tired in saying that diversity is given, but tolerance should be nurtured. As a diverse country with more than 260 million population, with more than 17,000 islands, and with 714 ethnicities and 1,100 local languages, national unity and integrity is key to our nationhood. However, unity is not uniformity. Our unity is well preserved through Pancasila. Pak Din already mentioned about Pancasila, or the 5 pillars, or the 5 principles. This is the national ideology that reflects the middle path in preserving individual and communal rights. At the global level, it is important for countries and leaders to harmonize national, regional, and global interests. I have every confidence that each interest can go hand in hand, not at the expense of one another. So the zero-sum approach must be avoided. Second, our quest for the middle path must be aimed at providing a solution to global problems in political, economic, and social domains. People are very practical about their lives. They need practical solution to their problem. Therefore, it is imperative to translate the concept into doable policy options, ones that address the root causes of the problem. In economic domain, we must pursue an open and fair economic system that benefits to everyone. No one left behind. Welfare for all will support the success of the middle path approach. And again, this will strengthen the application of our middle path approach. Third, peace would be served if justice prevails. Today, injustice is still felt by many of us. Palestine has been suffering, and the solution seems more distant than ever. The middle path must be able to address this injustice phenomenon. Ladies and gentlemen, let me end by saying that the challenge to combat extremism is enormous. It requires closer collaboration between government and the people. No one can do it alone. Indonesia is doing its utmost in effort to combat radicalism and terrorism. Interestingly, we are not only using the soft power approach, the hard power approach, but also soft power approach. The role of family, especially women, are paramount, are very important in spreading out the value of moderation. So don't forget to involve women. The women are the first person who inject the values to their children. So involving women in spreading out the approach of middle path is the best way to move forward. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to receiving the fruits of your exchange of mind or silatul fikri. And on that note, and by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially declare this 7th World Peace Forum open. I thank you very much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We kindly invite Her Excellency Retno Marsudi to proceed to the stage for the official opening gong. We kindly ask to join the stage Professor Dr. Din Samsudin and Mr. Tan Sri Lee Kim. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on a count to three, the Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia will hit the gong to mark the official opening of the 7th World Peace Forum. 1, 2, 3. With the gong procession, the 7th World Peace Forum officially opened and also concluded the opening ceremony. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, next program is photo session at the terrace of the Golden Ballroom. The protocol officers will assist in guiding the way. After the photo session, there will be coffee break provided at the foyer of this ballroom. And we would also like to remind you that there will be buffet dinner that is provided at ASEAN 3 room next to this ballroom. Thank you very much. To all participants, we kindly ask you to join the photo sessions that will be held right at the terrace of this ballroom. Thank you. The terrace of this ballroom will be towards the door next to the screen. Thank you. Please kindly walk towards the terrace, which is located in front of the door next to the screen. Thank you.
Walang keke mencot neng tembok, mabur meneng mencot neng pari, ojo ngenyek karo wong wedok yang ditinggal lungo setengah mati. Ea eo, ea eo, ya ea eo. Kecemplung banyu mengimpi awane ketemu walang abang mencot neng kono walang ijo walang putih bujang meneng orang luyuro sing wis duwe bojo ora tau mulai. Omah gendeng getah dandanane abot enteng yo tak lakonane.
Oh, di situ yang sayang itu. Beda.
Sayang, 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 sayang.